St. Clair Shores.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Get ultra strong for your South Pole. Charmin keeps your undies whiter than the North Pole. A shiny hiney, a brand new year. Call it a Charmin. Happy New Year. May your holidays be Charmin, clean, merry, and bright. May all your undies be Charmin, clean, white.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Looking for a special something for that big and tall guy in your life? Here's a tip. Head to DXL, where you'll find hundreds of styles and designer brands guaranteed to fit and guaranteed to make him look great. Go to DXL.com to check out their new arrivals and sign up for exclusive offers. Need more ideas? Swing by a DXL store where one of their fit experts will help you choose the perfect gift. Easy, right? DXL Big and Tall. Built for giving at DXL.com.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
I'm Adam Helfman with Hire It Done. Here with some quick tips that you can use next time you're looking for a contractor. These tips are so crucial, I don't want anyone to hire a contractor before hearing this. Number one. We've been programmed to always get at least 3 bids, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I also want to give you permission to say yes when you find the contractor you want. Remember, it might be a few weeks or more before a good contractor is available to start working, and the sooner you decide, the sooner the project starts moving forward. Number two. Ask the contractor to write down everything that's included. This forces the contractor to think what else is part of the project and what could potentially come up. Additionally, ask the contractor what is not included. This too will force the contractor to think about items of the project that may not be included. Number three. Get it in writing for how long the job will take. Just understand that this is a reference, not an exact timeline, because no two houses or projects are the same. If you think you need a penalty clause for the job taking too long, then be prepared for paying a bonus clause if the project finishes early. Number four. Look for a contractor who's solution-minded. And what I mean by that is look for someone who identifies and solves problems instead of placing blame. Before you hire someone, ask what happens when a job goes wrong. Great contractors will have great answers. Number five. You don't necessarily want to hire the cheapest or the most expensive contractor. The cheapest contractors are more likely to cut corners, while the most expensive are not necessarily performing the best work. That's why more often than not, the best value comes from contractors who are priced in the middle of the road. If you like these tips, I've got a whole hour of home improvement advice coming your way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com. When there's work to be done around or in your home, when there's money to be spent, you don't want to go wrong. What you don't know can hurt you. We're people you can trust. All your home improvement needs. Get advice from us. What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Good morning. It's the weekend. And yes, it is the perfect time to hire it done. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. My name's Adam Helfman. Today and every Saturday, we'll be talking about the critical topics related to your home improvement ideas, wish lists. We're going to meet some of the most interesting and influential personable players throughout the industry. That's the home improvement industry. And remember, what you don't know can hurt you. So this morning, create a vision for yourself that you're sitting with me in a coffee shop. Let's call it that. And we're talking home improvement, and you're joining the conversation. So you can watch us this morning on 97.1 Facebook Live, Hire It Done Facebook Live. You can listen to us, obviously, like you are on the radio. And text us any questions this morning, 97136 if you want. Because we're here to help you with all your home improvement needs. I got a really good show lined up, of course. It's 7:30 this morning. I'm going to have Dave Wegener from the Grout Doctor. Yeah. You got dirty grout? Is your grout stained? You got problems? Is it chipping, cracking? Is it discolored? I got a guy coming on, great contractor, who says he can fix it all. So we're going to find out what he can do, what he knows, and how he can help us, because that sounds like something we all need here, especially in the home improvement space. Later on this morning, I got Jerrad Beauchamp and Scott Brackenridge from Beauchamp Water Treatment Solution. Good partners with Hire Done. We're going to be talking about salt, what it does to your water. Do you need to have a reverse osmosis system? Do you want it on your ice maker? Do you want it on your drinking water? Do you want it in the whole house? Do you have rust stains everywhere? We're going to talk about, treating your water. Water's the future. It's like the new oil. Think about that, my friends. And I'm going to give you tips today on how to save money on your energy bill over the holidays. Because right now, that's what people are doing, holiday things. How to prevent frozen pipes, of course. And then when to get your carpet professionally cleaned. Should you get it cleaned regularly before the company comes over, after the company comes over, both? What is the right answer? But, as we always, we start our show off with the mailbag question. And so if you ever have a question and you want to email me, Adam at Hire It Done, I'll be more than happy to answer any home improvement question you have. And we pick out one email question every week to talk to you about the air that we think everyone will benefit from. So let's go to our mailbag.
Let's go to the mailbag, brought to you by the UPS Store. The UPS Store. Pack, ship, print, mailboxes, and more.
So this question came in last week, actually. It's pretty new. It says, Adam, I'm looking for a plumber that knows what they're doing. I have a lake house in Belleville. I'm getting water in the basement first through a floor drain, then from the perimeter walls. 2 plumbers came out, and the first one capped the drain, which then makes the perimeter leak even more. Second one snaked the drain, said the drain tiles are possibly cracked. He looked at the 2 caps outside and said they were probably drain tile cleanouts, but never touched them. My wife is freaking out. We just bought the house for a lot of money and it was extremely well built. We would like someone to come knows what they're doing, come out and assess the problem. I have blueprints of the house if that would help. Whoa. So that one's that's a little bit of a complicated one because he's got a plumber. He's coming out because he's got water coming in. Maybe you need a waterproofer. Maybe not. So when water comes through the walls and through the floor, sometimes it's hydrostatic pressure. Now this one says it's coming through the floor drain. So that means the drain tile must be plugging back up into the drain line. And either it's plugged or it's backing up or it's not draining properly. So you need to call a plumber that can do what they call hydrojetting, or at least have a camera and snake everything out to look and see. Luckily, Hire It Done has a couple good plumbers like that. Shelby Mechanical's our all-star plumber. He knows how to fix all that stuff. But it could be because it says it's coming through the walls that you might have water coming, on the foundation. You might need a waterproofing system. Now, there's all kinds of methods and theories on waterproofing. Preferably, we all want to waterproof from the outside. Okay? That's the right way to do it. So if you think about that, wouldn't you rather waterproof your house from the outside, get the water before it comes in the basement? However, there are times when you can't. And it makes sense when these waterproofing companies come in and break out the inside. So when the water gets through the wall and it goes on the inside, it then drains down into a drain and then out. That's something that is a necessary evil. Now, there are companies that do outside and inside drain tile or outside inside waterproofing. They get it from both. That is the right way to do it. Get it before it comes in, but if it does come in, bam, you got it from the inside. Companies like EverDry, they're the type of company that does something like that. So if I were you, Mr. Homeowner, I'd call a waterproofing company first. Have them come out. It's free home, free assessment. And have them come out and do it. So how easy is that? Anyways, that's what I would do. And then gather the information and make an informed decision based on that. If you ever have a question on Hire It Done about home improvement, anything related, email me. My name's Adam, and the email is adam@hireitdone.com. We're going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to tell you how to save money on your energy bills during this holiday season. Coming up next. comfort height, so it's a little bit higher. I want a heated seat. I want a bidet. I want it all done the right way. It's called healthy style. Some of you know that. Some of you don't. Anyways, that's how you do it. The average bathroom today, can you get a bathroom for $7,500? Barely, but you can. Average bathroom, though, $15,000. $20,000. I did a bathroom for $75,000 recently. Handicap, of course. Helped out a homeowner. And let's just say this. It's worth it. Having your home improvement done properly by the right guy is awesome. Emily Karlichek says a mirror TV in the bathroom is a game changer. You know what? We're going to talk about that coming up soon. We've got Paulson's coming on. And these guys are everything smart home. Everything audio video. If you want a remote that works, you want a flat screen over a TV, you want your house with special lightings. You've heard of Sonos, Lutron? If you haven't, and you get all kinds of anxiety over home theater and getting a remote that actually works on everything, I have the solution for you. We've got Dan and Chris Paulson of Paulson's Audio Video. You've heard of them. They've been around a long time. And by the way, legit, okay? If you haven't bought anything for the holidays yet that's that TV related, go there. I'm telling you, you'll be thanking me. And they're going to be coming up. We're gonna be talking to them everything about that. So, but how about a mirror TV, right? So you get out of the shower, and on the mirror in your bathroom is a TV, and you got the Dow Jones across the bottom. You're like, oh, my Bitcoin is up. Yeah, right? Apple's up. Facebook is up. Netflix, Google. I'm rich. Whoops. I guess I'm fantasizing. Must be all the steam. And then the ultimate bathroom has an infrared sauna, right? Think about an infrared sauna. That, my friends, is the way. Welcome back to Sire Ton. My name's Adam Helfman. First, I want to take a quick moment to talk to you about the Salt Sale Saturdays at Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in Brighton. And now they have a new location open in Waterford. Every Saturday, you can get DuraCube regular at an unbelievably low $5.99 for a 40-pound bag, or the DuraCube Red Out for $6.99 a bag. And you can also get potassium chloride for $19.99 a bag, plus 5 gallons of bottled water for $2.99 each. So I would run over there and get it. It's a really good deal. You can't get it cheaper anywhere else. And that's important because, look, your water quality, we're going to be talking about it later today, is really important. But, of course, it's the holidays. And that means traveling, party planning, gift shopping, and stress. One thing you don't want to stress about all the time of year are utility bills. Why pay for more bills Why pay more for your electrical bill, gas bill, whatever, when money's usually the tightest, right? You're spending it on holiday gifts. That's what you want to spend it on. That's why I've got some tips that you can use to keep those energy bills down all throughout this holiday season.
It's time for Going Green with Hire It Done. Brought to you by Consumers Energy, Business Energy Efficiency Programs.
I want you to switch to LED Christmas lights. That's the first thing we got to talk about, right? LED Christmas lights use 90% less electricity than regular Christmas lights. In fact, throw out your Christmas lights. I know you spent a lot of money and you finally, 10 years later, figured out how to roll them up, wind them up so they don't get tangled and all kinds of craziness, right? Well, that's the thing. Get rid of them. They came out with LED lights that use, listen to me, seriously, 90% less electricity. And it's like $10 a strand. You can't lose. Plus, today, the new LEDs can change colors. There's all kinds of stuff. They got them up with an app. It's the right way to go. So it's time to throw the old out and start with the new. There's all kinds. You can blinking, bubble lights, all that kind of stuff. Now, what about fiber optic decorations? Is that a little advanced or something? Fiber optic trees and decorations are the ultimate in energy efficiency, and in most cases, they use a single light bulb located at the base of the unit to light the entire decoration. Yeah. Now, that's smart energy. Now, it's a little more expensive, but it's fun. How about limiting the time the lights are on? Oh, yeah, like not during the day. Wait until dark to turn your Christmas lights on, and then you can put a timer, again, with an app. It works really a lot better. But if you have trouble remembering to turn the lights on and off, then an outlet timer or a smart outlet with a timer built in. It's easy. Sunlight, or even a sun sensor. There's a lot of ways to do it. Now, what about when the tree is lit? Should you turn the room lights down? It's the whole point. The lights on your Christmas tree provide more light than most homeowners expect. So try not to turn on your lamps or other lights in the evening until you actually need them. Listen, these are simple tips to save you some money. We want to be green, right? A few dollars. Every dollar saves a dollar earned, right? How about decorating with candles? Candles are making a big comeback. Don't forget that candles are a great source of holiday ambience without the dark drawback of requiring electricity. You can set up luminaries along your walkway to light the way for your guests, or candles throughout. It's fun. Get the candles that don't give off too much smoke or whatever you want to call it, soot. How about turning the thermostat down when you have guests over? You're not trying to freeze them out. But another thing that homeowners often forget is that you don't necessarily need or even want to set the thermostat as high as you're used to. Every body in your house is 98-degree heat. 10 bodies, 10 people over, 5 people over. Listen, everyone's hanging out in the kitchen, right? Isn't that when you entertain, people hang out in the kitchen? I think so. Maybe in the kitchen / dining room / family room with the new TV over the fireplace that needs a mantle. With all the 45 new recessed cans you put everywhere. It's the way to go. Don't buy gifts that don't use electricity or battery. Here's an interesting stat. 40% of all batteries are purchased during the holiday season. Holy moly. So no wonder why it's a good Christmas for Duracell. That's a good statistic. So why not look for gifts that don't need batteries to avoid spending the extra money? And if all else fails, at least look for items that have batteries included. Meanwhile, shout out to Mike Gonzalez, friend of mine. What up, Mike? I know he's listening. He just texted me. I want to give him a good shout. A good guy, good friend. How about rechargeable batteries? Invest in rechargeable batteries and a charger. If you don't buy or receive gifts that require batteries, it's the perfect time to consider purchasing rechargeable batteries and a charger. Now, I know someone's going to say, but Adam, I had a charger before, and the rechargeable batteries never last. I charge them, it says 100%, and then it lasts like an hour. Well, recent advancements, this is like in the last couple years, chargeable batteries work and can be recharged hundreds and thousands of times and keep their charge longer. I'm attesting that because I have a flashlight that I use when I walk through houses in our city. It's like a super, lights the whole world up flashlight, and it uses rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. And I've had it for 2 years, and these batteries are rock solid. So I know. Now, what about electronics that are Energy Star? Energy Star Electronics. Think about that. You know, I've talked about Energy Star appliances in the past, but you may not know that you can also look for Energy Star certified electronics. Everything from OLED, organic light emitting diode TVs, Blu-ray players. You've heard of a Blu-ray? Do they still make them? Of course. And they use up to 60% less electricity than their non-certified counterparts. And if you got holiday shopping to do, you can always visit EnergyStar.gov for a list of Energy Star qualified partners. Now, have you ever heard of Phantom Energy? What the heck is Phantom Energy? Phantom Energy is energy that's used when you're not using an appliance. When it's plugged in, it's still using electricity. Unplug these items before you go on vacation. Enjoy the energy savings. Now, I wish there was an app. Maybe we should create this together. An app that will search out through your electrical system Phantom Power and then automatically stop it. Boom. And then when it turns it back on, it automatically gives power and then resets the clock on the unit if it has a clock on it. That would be advanced tech. I'm sure someone's working on that right now. But hey, you just don't know. Anyways, love for you to tell me what ways you can save energy on this holiday. You can always text me, 97136. You want to watch us on Facebook Live today? We got a good show going live in the studio. It's always fun to see what's going on in the studio. We have a guest coming up, David Wegener from the Grout Doctor. He's located out of Rochester Hills, thegroutdoctor.com. And we get a lot of requests from Higher Done. Hey, Adam, the grout is discolored around the drain. It's, I got rust in my water. And, we have the guys from, we've got the guys from Beauchamp's coming in as well. And I know that there's a little bit of a synergy there where they should be talking to the Grout Doctor because people are coming in all the time. I got rust stains on my tile, And yeah, there's rust remover, CLR, calcium lime rust remover. You can get it at your local big box store or hardware store. And you know what? It's not such a bad deal because between them and the Grout Doctor, you might be able to solve that. That rusty colored, discolored white grout can be white again. How about them apples? That's my favorite fruit. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the Grout Doctor live in studio. You want to watch it on Facebook Live, too? Check it out. My name's Adam Helfman, and I'm losing my voice. You're listening to the Higher Done Radio Network. Back. This is Higher Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We got Dan and Chris Paulson from Paulson's Audio and Video in studio. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, it's holiday season. One of the best things I love is that you guys cater to the guy who just wants a TV hung and wants to just buy basic TV, but then you get the audio file, and the guy who wants the upscale, the hot, good stuff. And today you brought something in studio. Turntables are making a comeback, right?
Yeah, they really are.
It's like all the rage. Like I have a whole box of albums in the basement from when I was a kid. I have 8 tracks.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Absolutely.
Kiss.
There you
It was
go.
like one of my, Led Zeppelin. Mm-hmm. And then I got every rap album. As soon as 1984 started, it was over. I went completely rap.
You would get along with my wife. She loves rap.
I don't know. I'm like, I'm old school though. I'm like Run DMC, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys. And then I busted up next to like, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, that kind of stuff. But I like G-Eazy too. So I guess you could get me all the way to modern.
You started with the OG stuff though. So
Yeah, I'm OG. Yeah, great. NWA. So we have a turntable you brought. Can you, for the audience, if you want to go to Facebook Live, by the way, go on Higher Done on Facebook, Paulson's on Facebook, like them both. We have a video right now that we're live in studio, and you can see this turntable that they brought. Dan, will you describe it for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have turntables from Sony, Macintosh, Denon, and then one of our more popular brands that's exceptionally popular out there right now is, depending who you ask, made by Project or Project. It's a debate out there. So maybe somebody can call in and tell us the right way, because I hear it every day a different way, at least of those two. But this is part of their debut carbon line, which is extremely popular.
Super cool.
Oh, it's sexy.
Red,
They've got different colors. This is the red platter. You can get a clear. You can get black. You can get gloss white. They've got the different dust covers. You can soup it up with the tone arm and the case. And Bill's probably rolling his eyes at me right now. He's our audio specialist back at the store, because anyone that comes in and wants to understand turntables, see Bill.
Goes to Bill.
That's who is our internal specialist.
So shout out to Bill. He's
shout
the guy.
out to Bill. Trust me, he has
Bill
helped
likes
us.
Macintosh stuff too.
Yeah, he does. Anything audio is Bill. That's everything related to that. So him and Strat, the two of them, if there's something they can't answer, well, it probably doesn't really exist.
Isn't an
Yeah,
answer.
exactly. They've got it all. So, but we brought it with us because we've got turntables in stock, on display, in the store. Starting
Great
at
Christmas gift.
yeah, Christmas gift. Come in today, 10 to 5, buy it with you, take it home with you. You can demo it out first, like you said, try it before you buy it. And we've got them starting at $299. Great deals.
Now, let me ask a question, because I'm not expert at turntables. Can I put my old vinyl records on that one and scratch?
Oh, sure. If you put, do like I did.
He's like,
right?
Chris is giving
It would
me the
scratch
eyes,
all
all
right.
right.
It's a little cringy. It's a little cringy, but
Chris is like, dude, this is a
you
home
could.
improvement show. What's up?
He's burning some belts and have to replace those pretty regularly.
And scratch some vinyl,
Yeah.
literally, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's
hey,
what I
listen.
used
But
to
we
do.
can keep you in belts and needle cartridges, no problem.
That's right.
So we can
That's
help you
right.
out.
Okay. Listen, I'm just asking, because when I see a turntable, the first thing I want to do is take my fingers on it and go, but
Well, you
that's
said
just
the Beastie
me.
Boys, right? So you're reliving those days.
Right? Hey, one of the best albums ever was Paul's Boutique, even though the original album was good. But I'm just, I like to put that in the gym.
Homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Houston Texans. Pre-game today at 12:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Good morning. Welcome back. This is Hired Time. My name's Adam Helfman. So you buy a house. You don't want to renovate your bathroom. You don't want to rip it out. You like the way it is, but the tile doesn't look so great. The grout has got, like, what I call in the Hired Done language, it's got lots of schmutz and lots of skuts. How do you get rid of that? You can go to a local hardware store and buy grout cleaner and this and that and some brushes and get on your hands and knees and really take a hard stab at it. And you might get some results, but then, a couple weeks later, it gets right back to the drabby old gross, double gross look. So what do you do? Who do you call? Is there a pro out there? Well, guess what? Lucky for you, my listeners, there is. And the name of the company is called the Grout Doctor. And so joining me live in the Higher 10 studio is David Wegener from the Grout Doctor. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Adam. Thanks for having me in.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, my friend. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It has been. It's been a while.
So tell the Higher Done audience a little history about the Grout Doctor.
Grout Doctor started about 25, 30 years ago in California, and it was a tile contractor who realized that people kept coming up to him and asking about repair work, and he realized there was a business model out there. So he was about ready to retire and wanted to get into something a little easier than installing tiles, so he started taking on these projects, and then from there he started franchising, and we're about 100 locations around the country now.
Oh, wow. So you cover all of Metro Detroit?
I cover Macomb, Oakland. I hit Wayne County running that 275 corridor. I don't make it out to Ann Arbor too often. Not a lot of business for us because of the age of the homes in Detroit. I don't make downriver.
Okay.
So,
but still hit the majority of the areas.
yeah, we're pretty targeted.
So when someone calls you up, what is the number one thing they're looking for?
Well, a lot of times I get a call and they say, oh, it's dirty. Well, it's typically, it might be dirty and might be able to clean it, but we don't like doing cleaning that 2 weeks later it's going to be bad again. So what we specialize in is we're the handyman for tile and grout. I want to go in, regrout a bathroom where we'll remove and replace the grout, quite often that's what we'll have to do. I mean, if it's just a simple, let's clean it up and caulk it, we'll do that too. We also have a process called color sealing, where we'll come in and we'll stain the grout back to a good color. It's a grout stain. And we can get into why you would grout stain. But I can take black and make it white, or white and make it black, or we can go with whatever the original color is, and it puts a nice protective coating on it. Regrout a bathroom? We also we'll do something as small as caulk a backsplash. Somebody's separating this time of year.
So any kind of thing that regarding tile, backsplash, grout in a bathroom, you can look at and attend to.
Anywhere in the house. We're the handyman for tile and grout.
What about people who have like the tile that needs to be polished?
We don't do that. Okay. I will recommend. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of people I wouldn't recommend. Okay. And it's nice to get a good referral on that.
Always. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, so
we will clean natural stone though.
Oh, you can.
We can. Travertine and such, yes. Unpolished stone, we can do a very good job at.
Okay, well, that sounds really interesting. So the typical bathroom, let's just take the one that everyone has, 3-piece bath. Mm-hmm. Tub, vanity, toilet. They got tile on the floor. Tile goes up the wall about 4 feet. And you can see the walking pattern, right? Mm-hmm. It's dirty grout. They had minimal, slight maintenance. They call you up, and they just want to do a deep clean. Is that something you'll do?
We will.
Do you seal it after?
Depends on what type of grout it is. If it's non-sanded, which is very tight, think of non-sanded. If you broke a coffee cup, the grout would look like that. Very tight.
Okay, so that's the difference between sanded grout and non-sanded grout.
Sanded grout is more like a mortar mix, something you look between your bricks as you walk up to your house. Non-sanded typically does not need to be sealed. It's such a tight pour pattern. You can do it. Problem is people have expectations that they're going to receive something that they're not getting. And in 6 months, usually it's topical on that. But yes, we can clean and or repair that. The only issue is we do have a minimum fee. But typically there's more to do than just cleaning your,
So when you say like the non-sanded grout, mm-hmm. Is the spacing of the tile make a difference?
It does. Up to 1/8 of an inch, you should use non-sanded. When you start approaching 1/8 of an inch, you need to really start thinking about what kind of grout you're going to use. Should you have sanded grout?
Do you recommend one or the other?
Grouts? There's certain products that are more stain resistant, much stronger, faster setting that we recommend or that we'll use, but most manufacturers have those products now. Really, with us, it comes down to colors. What color did you have originally? Most tile guys, they buy a bag of grout and they throw it out.
Right.
I buy a bag of grout and I break it up into about 6 containers. I have grout that I had 14 years ago that's stored away in plastic because I don't know if I'll ever use blue grout again. But when you call me, I have a couple of different blue grouts.
Interesting.
We're experts at matching what you have.
I like that.
You mentioned grout. The other day I noticed a manufacturer color was not on a chart. Well, they renamed a color. But as soon as I find out that a manufacturer is getting rid of a color, I'll go buy as much as I can.
Just so you have it.
May never use it, but I sit on it.
We're talking with David Wegener. He's the owner of the Grout Doctor. The website's groutdoctor.com. If you have a grout question, text us 97136. Your question. We got one on the ticket text. I'm just going to read it to you. What is the best grout out there? We've had great success and love the performance of Power Grout made by TEC. Sean from Dynamic Tile and Stone. Shout out to Sean for listening. He's on his way to grout. So what do you think?
Wonderful product. The only it's an engineered product. Read the back of the bag, follow the instructions, and that's like with most products. You need to read the bag. You need to know. As I mentioned earlier, what size grout joint. Now, Power Grout can be used in almost any grout joint. There are some limitations, like there is with any product. Read the bag. Wonderful product.
Makes sense. So, okay. So, getting grout cleaned, and then there's like pieces missing. You know how sometimes it's cracked or whatever. Someone should call you for that?
Yes. As I think I mentioned earlier, we're the handyman for tile and grout. We've learned how to repair these things. Grout doesn't just pop out on its own. It's movement. Is the tile bonded down? Is there micro movement there? We've gone through 3 different products to get to where we're at today. We use a product called Rebond. Whenever we do a grout repair now on a floor, we cut out the grout, we flood under the grout, so we can basically, it's an Elmer's glue type product.
Sure.
Rebonds the tile back down, and then we grout it in. We get rid of that micro movement because the grout doesn't just go bad and the grout comes out. There is some movement there. And that's where we really excel. And we've developed processes and our standard procedures because we've done this so long. So it's not just some guy coming in and slapping grout back in a hole and calling it good, because it'll be out in 2 weeks.
I gotcha. Now, is it expensive to do what you do? Do you have pricing to people? How do you what do you do when when a homeowner calls and says, I need this or I need that? What do you do?
As I mentioned, we have a minimum of $250 plus material. Job is based on the square footage, time that's going to be involved. It may be the same amount of square feet, but the job's going to take a lot longer. I don't think we're that expensive. I've really tried to keep my prices fairly reasonable. Sometimes I get mad at myself because I think I'm too low, but we want to be fair with us and you.
Which makes sense. Okay, so that's good. So if someone wants to get a hold of the Grout Doctor, they can go to the website groutdoctor.com or give them a call at 248-358-7383.
Yes, I believe that's the number that's on the website.
Yeah, that's the one. Or you always go to hireitdone.com, say I need grout. I'll send it over to them for you.
Appreciate that.
How's business?
Business is good. Business is really good. We typically were running 2 to 3 weeks out where everyone's going to be working every day. But there's spots always in there, and people need to relay to us. This time of year, we have something on Monday because somebody has a Christmas party. It's just a little repair. We're going to do a much bigger job for them, but they ask us if we could get it. If you relay it, you let us know what you need. You have something coming up. Or, hey, I'm going to list my house in January. Let me know. I'll take care of that. We just have to communicate with one another.
Makes sense.
We try to accommodate.
So you've heard of these companies that reglaze tile bathrooms, right?
Yes.
Okay. So makes sense. And I like, it's like a tub liner. There's something about those that there's a value, but I'm not 100% saying that's the way to go. So we're going to take a break. But when we come back, I want to talk about, is this something you can do with them? Is it not? And then I like really bright white grout. I want to know, can you get like the dullest grout back to white and what your plan is or process for doing that? We're going to take a quick break, though. I'm Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in. More grout repair tips and tricks and how to get it done the right way. When we come back, I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. So it's holiday season. You're out buying gifts. Cyber Monday, Black Friday, blah, 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 blah. Now it's the whole low price whole season, all the way through New Year's, actually. But, it seems to be that everyone wants something electronic for their house. Everyone wants to, make their life easier. And you see Alexa, you see, Google Home, all these things. And then you see smart home stuff and the thermostats and, everybody's making a product. No one's converging them all. And, your TV talking to your thermostat and all these. And so how do you make sense of it all? Who's the leader in the industry in that? Who can just do all that and then at the same time just hang a TV for you? Is there somebody out there? Well, guess what? There is. And at Hire It Done, we're lucky today to have them here because we bring in the best people we can find. And you know what? The benchmark in home theater and smart home and audio video, all the terminology, we're going to get the right terminology. But the benchmark for local here in Metro Detroit is Paulson's Audio and Video. And joining me in the Hire It Done radio studio is Dan Paulson and Chris Paulson. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming in. So real quickly, Dan, why don't you tell the Hire It Done audience a little bit about Paulson's?
Paulson's Audio and Video, it's a family business. We've been in business for 27 years. Our father started it. And we're in Farmington Hills at 12 Mile and Halsted. We have a store where we carry and display all of the products that we sell, from televisions to motorized shades, theater systems, theater seating. But the other beautiful part about what we do is we also do a full-blown installation design center. We have a second location where it's our warehouse and production lab, where we are able to take products in, build systems for clients so we can help lessen the amount of time we're in their home so they can get back to their daily business and just enjoy their systems that we're installing for them. So you can come into our store, you can just pick up a 19-inch television if you'd like to, or you can have us help you design a complete whole house audio system that's automated, smart, from the beginning of the pushing your doorbell to hitting a good night button and having your whole house go to sleep for the evening.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of information. So here's what I want to break down for the listeners. Paulson's is local, Michigan owned.
Yes.
You're located on 12 Mile in Halsted?
Yeah, the northwest corner.
Northwest corner. And you're next to the Italian restaurant with the best breadsticks. Oh. Right?
It's too easy to eat way too many of those.
Right?
Absolutely.
I'm surprised you guys aren't all obese. Cause I'll have, instead of getting pasta,
That's right.
I'll just take some marinara and some breadsticks for lunch.
Absolutely.
Anyways, but one thing about your showroom that I was attracted to is that today everyone's going digital, everyone's going online. You have a brick and mortar showroom.
For info. What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got David Wegener in studio from the Grout Doctor. And the Grout Doctor can make your old bathroom, tile and grout, look a lot better. Welcome back, David.
Thank you, Adam.
So, go ahead.
Oh, you just mentioned about making it look better. We call it the wow factor. You will be surprised when we walk away. You'll go, wow, because we can take something that's tired because the grout is worn away, it's chippy, it's old, it's got scratches, and bring it back to something you're going to say, wow, you're going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't think it would be that nice after we leave.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point, right?
Yes.
So, well, tell me about your process. Is it a clean, get rid of that outer layer of all that? I call it the schmutz and the skuts. The years and years of gross.
When I come in, I evaluate, do we have to clean your shower first? Which may mean we take a single-edged razor blade and we go over every tile and scrape off the soap residue and then clean the shower.
Right.
We do most of our work by hand. We don't like to use a lot of power tools because that just puts dust into the air. You hired us for a new bathroom, not to clean your house.
Correct.
So what we do is we scrape most grout out with a scraper tool or using a utility knife, remove, replace, and then when we're done doing that, we'll polish it by hand, buff it out, get any residue off. We'll replace caulk. One of our
What about with the home? Real quick, let me interrupt you a second. Scraping out years and years of caulk in the corners because someone says, "Oh, I had a leak," and they just caulk it every year and make nuts.
Yep.
Do all that.
Nobody's ever caulked the door on a submarine. Caulk is not meant for that purpose. What we'll do is we'll come in. You can use it.
Thank you.
We'll come in, cut the caulk out meticulously, and then we'll go back with a razor blade. And then what we're going to do is back in that corner, we're going to open that up, get the grout out that's chipped and missing. Typically stuff leaks because there's no grout behind it. You put grout in, and then you caulk over, and you're locking that caulk in place, or that grout in place with the caulk, because there's movement areas. You have dissimilar materials, a tub to tile, a shower corner where you have two walls that are moving separately. So we want to make sure we always back up caulk. We want to put grout in and then caulk over. We don't always caulk corners. My preference is that can be our plan B. I want to make it look the best, and I don't think looking the best is caulking every shower corner.
Of course not. So can you inject the grout, or is it just like when you wipe it in there, it goes in deep?
You pack that in.
Okay. You know how to do it, so.
Yeah, we pack it in, but you got to make sure you get enough out. You also want to get enough out so that when you're putting it in, it mushrooms behind the wall.
We're talking with David Wegener of the Grout Doctor. GroutDoctor.com is the website. If you have a question about grout or how it works, text us 97136. You can always email me, Adam at Hire It Done. So, David, that's an interesting point. Cleaning up a bathroom and you call it the wow factor. I love that. And then, obviously the water in the floor of the shower is always going to be a different color than the walls and the grout on the, up higher up. When you regrout or when you do the wow factor, do you do the whole thing?
Depending on the situation, a shower floor tends to get much harder, and the grout does over time. It also discolors because of moisture always underlaying in a shower floor. It's normal. It's natural. There's weep holes underneath the shower floor to let moisture dissipate. Quite often what we'll do is we'll do a shower overlay on the floor. We can tile over tile. I probably did 250 of these last year where
You'll tile over tile?
We can. It's wonderful.
So you do a little bit of tile work?
About 12 foot at a time. We're not a tile installer.
4x3.
Yep, we're not a tile. We're not a tile installer. Don't ask me to put your new kitchen in or your new bathroom. But when we get a tile, a lot of people say, "Well, that's a wall tile." Well, I don't know if it's exactly a wall tile, but there are tiles that are better for floors. We use a 2x2 porcelain tile, something that's wonderful, very hard, tight pore structure. We use that Power Grout product when we grout this because it's extremely stain resistant. And what we'll do is we will put tile right over the existing with a highly modified thin set, which means it'll bond. Mm-hmm. We cut the drain out with a 4 1/4 inch drill, so you have a nice round, smooth hole. And then there'll be a grout transition at the wall. We try to make that transition no more than 1/4 inch, so when you look down, it's uniform. We don't want to put a bunch of little tiles in. But sometimes the shower floors just wear out. The walls will look fine. The tile is aged. And there's also issues where it meets the wall that we just can't make last. So, hey, let's put a floor over it. Been doing this probably about 10 years now. We've been doing the floor over floors. And in that time, I think I've had 2 callbacks on that, and we took care of them. I mean, it was after the fact, well after the fact, but we took care of it.
Okay. Well, that's, and that's why I wanted to make sure I wasn't here. So if somebody has like a couple loose tiles, just a couple loose ones, but they also want to clean all the grout and they want to get the sealer, you can do all that?
We can do all that.
So you can repair a few loose ones.
Yep.
I love that.
We'll even do, if you call me and you have a bathroom wall in that bottom, there's 2 square foot in a corner, we'll come in, we'll take the tile off, we'll reuse the tile, and we'll replace the cement board behind. A lot of these houses were built when they were using drywall and tub enclosures. We'll do wall repairs. Other guys don't want to do that. There's no need to get a whole new tub just because the corner has gone bad and we need to put cement board back in there.
Okay. So that's kind of cool. And you price each project, individually.
Based on the job, amount of time it's going to take, square footage, are all considerations.
Okay. And that's what I figured as much. Is there you say there's a minimum charge?
We have a minimum of $250, and then we typically charge about $35 in material on top of that.
Okay, so that's not bad at all. You mentioned earlier, and let's talk a little bit about this. I like my bathroom. I don't want to update. I want to clean the grout and I'll have you come out. But I also want to put a couple grab bars in. It seems to be aging in place. People are getting older. Is that something you can do?
Yes, we do. We install a lot of grab bars. Most importantly, we put them where you need them. There's no sense putting a grab bar in if it's not where you need it. So we have great anchors that we can put in the wall. Each anchor holds 250 pounds. There's typically 2 to 4 anchors per grab bar. So we want the grab bar where you need it.
So you know how to do that.
I know how to do it, and chipping tile is really not an issue.
So you can drill through tile, but you can also, if it's just drywall, you hit the studs or what,
We try.
And
And
if
if not,
what do you do?
we have the anchors are 250 pounds in drywall.
Okay,
so if you put 4 of those in,
it goes in and it spreads.
Yep.
That's smart.
Great anchor that we use.
So,
and I'm a big guy, Adam. I when I install a grab bar, I'm big. When I put a grab bar in, it's being put in for me, not for you. So if it's going to hold me, you're going to be okay.
So if people in the audience who are listening right now, give it a little size idea. You're 6 foot tall?
Yeah, 6'4".
You're 6'4". Okay, that makes sense. Someone texted in. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. No question, but I wanted to thank Dave again for the great job he did at our house. A tile company sold us the wrong color grout, and the installer used it. Dave's company came out, removed the wrong grout, and grouted the job with the correct color for us. It looks great. Hey, how about that?
I appreciate it.
97136 if you have a grout question. So you pretty much can make the wow factor. I like that. Let's just keep it simple. You put a grab bar in for people. I read a hack about the grab bars if you're missing a stud. You can also use the anchor that you're talking about, but when you drill the hole for the anchor, you can spray expanding foam insulation that gets really hard, and then before it hardens up, you put your anchor in there. And what that does is it hardens up around the anchor, and it distributes the load amongst the drywall behind and makes it adds like another 250 pounds per square inch of strength.
That's a great idea. I've never heard of that.
Right? It was on, you know what? I secretly read this magazine called Family Handyman. I love it, by the way. I'm addicted to it. And I read that. And it was like we have a section of the show called Home Hacks. So it's on our list for adding to that. But there's you should that great stuff, foam stuff.
I can see that in definitely a drywall application.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's for drywall, you know, because sometimes the drywall isn't 100% tight or whatever, so it makes sense. So David Wegener, the Grout Doctor, groutdoctor.com. Time flies when you're having fun, David.
Oh, it's been wonderful.
Glad to have you here. Thanks for coming in, my friend.
Well, thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. That brings us to the end of the hour. For more home improvement advice anywhere, just go to hireitdone.com. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm your host. I've been in the home improvement business my whole life. I grew up in the business. We had a four generation family business, home improvement. And on Saturdays as a kid, my dad took me to all the jobs. And I went to Michigan State, got a degree in construction management. Didn't learn anything, but I partied. I definitely did. But I learned about the business, and one of the things that when I was in the business was I was always struggling with why when a salesman sold the job and then the production guy built the job, there was always a breakdown in communication. And the homeowner was like, well, he promised me this, he promised me that. So I was always like perplexed, and why couldn't we solve that issue? Well, we did. And I said to myself one day, I am going to teach homeowners how to hire contractors. And I'm going to work with contractors and tell them how to show the homeowner what's included and what's not included. That way, you could bridge the gap. Hire It Done exists because of that. But one of the Achilles heels, or one of the things that keeps my business going and also can hurt my business, is finding good contractors. So in an economy where everything's busy and everyone's huge and can't handle more work, it's hard for me as a business owner. However, there are certain contractors that I've been able to meet with over the years, create a relationship, and be a part of their growth and a part of their success because we share values, common values, and we share common integrity. One of those people is a longtime friend and owner-president of, is it president? CEO?
Janitor, whatever.
Bottle washer.
Bottle washer, you got it.
Keith Paul of Handy Pro, good morning.
Good morning, Adam. It's great to see you.
I'm glad to have you back, man. You know what?
Thanks.
We have to commit to getting you here more.
I'm in. I always have a blast when we're
Right?
here.
I
We
do
blink
too.
and it's like
It's good
it
and
goes
blink.
so fast.
Yeah,
every
the year's
time.
over. How was 2019 for you?
It was great. We're not at the end, but it looks like we're going to beat previous years, and we've grown every year since 1996. So we're really excited.
You started in 96?
We did.
Oy.
Started when I was 2.
Right.
Right?
We're not getting any younger, Keith.
Right.
So you and I met before Handy Pro. Like you were doing something similar, like a lead generation. Like we met at
did.
Glen Hagee or
Yeah,
one
we were
of them.
doing a referral service.
You
know,
were,
after-
yeah. What was it called?
It was called Home Advantage Referral Service.
Home Advantage.
It was, and that was before we started this company.
Right.
You and I met when you were with your previous company.
Fairway,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, you kind of took us in a wing. You gave me a lot of advice, and
I was enamored by that. I remember seeing you at the Glen Hagee show.
and Nary.
Yep,
You met at
Nari,
one of the
and you were at the Southfield Civic Center, and you had a little tabletop with popcorn.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely me.
Right?
It always gets
you were
attention.
you were giving popcorn.
Right.
Okay,
Always
I
give
remember
free
that.
popcorn at trade
So now,
shows.
fast forward, you're Handy Pro,
We are.
the nation's one of the fastest growing franchises for handyman.
Well, thank you. Yes, we're having a blast.
How many states you in now?
Oh gosh, states. We are in 10 states.
Oh, and you're growing quick.
And we're having a good time. We're opening in Fort Lauderdale just in February. So
You know, my parents have a place in Sunny Isles, which is just south of Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, do they?
Between Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
okay, well,
I'm gonna let my
us know
dad
if
know.
they need something.
Yeah, it's just you got to take 95 south. Florida's a tough market. We looked at opening up Hire It Done in Delray and Boca.
Oh, okay.
There's a TV station down there that wanted to partner with me, and I called around like 20 contractors. Just I went down there, did some due diligence, and I did. I'm looking for good contractors, and all of them have something shady. Or
There
it's
is.
really difficult to find. Florida's like the king of like shadiness.
It
And
is.
I love it there. But the good contractors that you do find, they're like, I don't need
I
your
don't need
business.
you. Right. They're so
For every
slammed.
customer, I got 5 waiting.
Exactly. We have one in Sarasota right now. It's been there for several years, and the problem is finding help. Right? They got so much work there that you're a person of integrity.
I wish we could fix the immigration problem. I'm not going to talk politics, but I do want to let everyone know if we could fix the immigration problem, people could come here legally and get jobs, and we'd have no issue whatsoever for people.
in a construction trades field.
I'm working with schools now and training and advocacy and all this, and we're trying to build it, but it takes years. Never going to happen overnight. So if anyone has a question, you can text us 97136 for Keith Paul of Handy Pro. You got a handyman question, you got something you can't get done, whatever you want, we're here. We're going to be chatting for the next few segments. So Keith, what's the number one handyman request for Handy Pro?
It's this. It's a to-do list.
Right. It's not one thing. It's here. I got a list of 5 items.
It is. I need this thing painted. I need a ceiling fan hung. My gutters are leaking. I got ceramic tile that needs to be in the kitchen. I need a grab bar for Mom's house, who's 20 miles away.
Exactly.
So,
Let me ask you this. Give me a profile in your own words. What does the profile of a Handy Pro handyman look like?
What's the profile? Oh, boy.
An actual guy shows up or person.
In one word, I don't know if it's the word that you're looking for, but it's integrity. It's
I like that.
We had one of our conferences. We got all of our franchises together, and we asked the number one franchisee, "What's making you successful?" And you know what he says? I just find nice guys. Somebody who's going to come in there and be honest, and if there's a problem, you know what, I'm going to take care of it, and they take care of it, make the problem go away. So it's really somebody who cares.
Okay. And you know what? Homeowners are buying. Here's the best part about this. You just validated what I've always known, and it's hard for me to tell people this. Homeowners are propagandized in life to get 3 bids or more.
Right.
You can't get 3 handymen to show up, first of all. I'll guarantee you, I defy anyone to call 3 companies and have all 3 show up. Just don't call 5 and get to 3 out of the 5 show up. Just call 3. Randomly call 3, leave a message, because of the 3, only 1 will answer, and then see if all 3 show up. If they do, high five, go buy lotto tickets.
Right, exactly.
But here's the thing.
Say that date.
Homeowners are going to typically choose the company they're going to do business with based on the person sitting in front of them. They're going to have a gut feel They're going to say, this guy I trust. This guy I like. This guy I can do business with. That's it. Yes, price is a factor. If this guy they like, but he's twice the price of everyone, red flag.
Right.
But Handy Pro is always right in the middle. You're never the most expensive. You're never the cheapest.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
It's fair to say. We're definitely not the
that's
cheapest,
the feedback
definitely
we
not
get.
the most expensive, for sure.
So having homeowners like you and your customers know that your guys have good integrity and they're nice people, that beats the other half of it. Because look, if you Google handyman and you click under Google the news,
oh boy,
the first 3 or 4 are murderers. Handyman, murder, handyman, attacker, handyman, this. Whoa.
Got to be careful, don't you?
Do you do criminal history?
We do back. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We do it state. We do it federal. Driver's license. Yep.
You got
part
it.
of our certification process. Absolutely. If I can't put them in my grandma's house, they're not working for us.
And that's part of the problem.
So, yeah, they're not easy to
Mary
find.
Multiplier $5 instant game. Give the go-to holiday gift. Michigan Lottery Holiday Instants.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
I'm Adam Helfman with Hire It Done. Here with some quick tips that you can use next time you're looking for a contractor. These tips are so crucial, I don't want anyone to hire a contractor before hearing this. Number one. We've been programmed to always get at least 3 bids, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I also want to give you permission to say yes when you find the contractor you want. Remember, it might be a few weeks or more before a good contractor is available to start working, and the sooner you decide, the sooner the project starts moving forward. Number 2. Ask the contractor to write down everything that's included. This forces the contractor to think what else is part of the project and what could potentially come up. Additionally, ask the contractor what is not included. This too will force the contractor to think about items of the project that may not be included. Number 3. Get it in writing for how long the job will take. Just understand that this is a reference, not an exact timeline, because no 2 houses or projects are the same. If you think you need a penalty clause for the job taking too long, then be prepared for paying a bonus clause if the project finishes early. Number 4. Look for a contractor who's solution-minded. And what I mean by that is look for someone who identifies and solves problems instead of placing blame. Before you hire someone, ask what happens when a job goes wrong. Great contractors will have great answers. Number 5. You don't necessarily want to hire the cheapest or the most expensive contractor. The cheapest contractors are more likely to cut corners, while the most expensive are not necessarily performing the best work. That's why more often than not, the best value comes from contractors who are priced in the middle of the road. If you like these tips, I've got a whole hour of home improvement advice coming your way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com. When there's work to be done around or in your home, when there's money to be spent, you don't want to go wrong. What you don't know can hurt you. We're people you can trust. All your home improvement needs. Get advice from us. What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Good morning. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. It's a great morning. It's funny how people think, just because you're a licensed roofer, let's use that as an example, and you've been working for years not being licensed, and all of a sudden you become licensed, that you're as good as anyone else. There's so many components in becoming a good contractor. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're licensed and insured doesn't mean you're good. It's a balance. It's a combination of all the ingredients of success. Are you solution-minded? Are you going to solve problems or are you going to blame other people? Are you customer-oriented? Do you have bedside manner that actually talks to a homeowner the way it should be? I mean, I have a friend who just bought a house in Royal Oak, custom home. Shy of $1 million in Royal Oak. Beautiful house. The builder, the owner, great guy. His project manager's walking through doing a punch list, and he has no bedside manner. Rude, dismissive, talks down to the homeowner. And I'm there, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? This guy is single-handedly ruining the builder's reputation. And you would think that the owner and the builder would address this. And so I just told my friend, I said, listen, keep your mouth shut. Let the guy do what he's going to do. And then let the action speak louder than the words. But at the end of the day, when you're done and you're satisfied, which you will be, tell the builder. Say, hey, I got to talk to you. Your guy did this, and this. And you can say to the builder, look, in today's society where people put reviews and homeowners base their selection of the builder based on the other homeowners, this guy doesn't realize he's playing with fire. His project manager is talking in a way that the homeowner's like, I don't want to be I would never have bought a house if I knew this guy was going to be the one talking to me. It's not right. So being a good builder, being a good contractor, being a good remodeler is a combination of everything. It's not just because you do good work. You have to communicate and the people look at you and say, yeah, I like this guy. I want to do this business with this guy. The end result has to be good. So I just want you to know, finding a contractor is all about communication. It's all about doing your due diligence. That's why Hire It Done exists. I don't just charge contractors to pay me to be on Hire It Done. You have to pass my pre-screening. And if you want to see, just go to hireitdone.com. You can see my pre-screening. Most contractors don't pass. I'd have 1,000 more contractors if anyone could go on. It's not about the money. It's about the customer satisfaction. So it's important for you as a homeowner to know. That's why you're safe with me. That's why Hire It Done exists, because there's so many schlock contractors out there. There's so many terrible ones that we got to let the good ones shine. I try and promote the good ones. And my contractors are solution-minded, meaning when there is a problem, they solve it. And guess what? If it gets where everything goes nuts, you still got me. I'll come over the top. It's called Healthy Style. And then right now I want to talk about something that I think is important this time of year. When homeowners travel, one of their biggest concerns is a pipe freezing, pipe breaks, blah, blah, whatever. A broken pipe while you're away is not good. And with good reason. According to the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety, burst pipes are one of the leading causes of property damage and cost homeowners an average of $5,000 or more to repair every year. This begs the question, how do you prevent your pipes from freezing? Well, you first need to understand that the pipes that are most at risk of damage and being frozen are the unheated pipes, or the pipes that are in unheated spaces. Basement, crawl spaces, attics, garages. However, even pipes running through cabinets or exterior walls can freeze. If you have like a kitchen area, I'll give you an example, that has a little bit of an overhang, like the area of the sink overhangs, that's a big, wild area, okay? Pipe insulation runs about 50 cents a foot. You can go to your local hardware store and pick it up. Pipe wrap, right? So for pennies on the dollar, you can start by simply insulating the pipes that are most at risk. Duh. The Building Research Council at the University of Illinois conducted research that showed the temperature alert threshold. Warning, warning. Will Robinson, danger, right? Remember that show? 20 degrees out. When it's 20 degrees out, that's what we call the temperature alert threshold. And there are some practices you can implement when the weather drops to that temperature in order to avoid frozen pipes. Think about it. Avoiding frozen pipes is simple to do. You just have to act. For one, keep the garage door closed, especially if there's water supply lines in your garage. You know, it's common sense, but really? Think about that. You could open kitchen and bathroom cabinet doors. That's the best thing because the heat will migrate towards those into the cabinets. Heat travels toward the cold. That's science. It allows the warmer air circulating the plumbing, especially if your sinks are on an exterior wall. Obviously, if you have small children or pets that want to be careful that you don't have any hazardous cleaning products or chemicals under the sink when you leave those open. You know, let's think about the domino effect of all the rest of this. Now, what's the whole thing about letting cold water drip from a faucet? And you want the faucet you leave on to be the one that's served by the exposed pipes. So if you have pipes on an outside wall going up to a sink, turn the water on. Now, leave it running a pencil thickness. You understand what that means? A pencil width, pencil thickness? That way, listen, moving water doesn't freeze. That's why rivers don't freeze. There's a lot of long-term solutions. You can always call my plumber, Ron Alexander. He'll come in after the fact. You don't want that, though. How often should you have your carpets cleaned? And do you need to hire a professional carpet cleaner? What is the story on that? We're going to be talking about it coming up next. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Higher Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We got Dan and Chris Paulson from Paulson's Audio and Video in studio. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, it's holiday season. One of the best things I love is that you guys cater to the guy who just wants a TV hung and wants to just buy basic TV, but then you get the audio file, and the guy who wants the upscale, the hot, good stuff. And today you brought something in studio. Turntables are making a comeback, right?
Yeah, they really are.
It's like all the rage. Like, I have a whole box of albums in the basement from when I was a kid. I have 8-tracks.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Absolutely.
Kiss.
There you
It was like one of my, Led Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got every rap album. As soon as 1984 started, it was over. I went completely rap.
You would get along with my wife. She loves rap.
I don't know. I'm old school, though. I'm like Run DMC, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys. And then I busted up next to, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But I like G-Eazy, too, so I guess you could get me all the way to modern.
You started with the OG stuff, though. So
Yeah, I'm OG. Yeah, great. NWA. So we have a turntable you brought. Can you, for the audience, if you want to go to Facebook Live, by the way, go on Higher Done on Facebook, Paulson's on Facebook, like them both. We have a video right now that we're live in studio, and you can see this turntable that they brought. Dan, will you describe it for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have turntables from Sony, Macintosh, Denon, and then one of our more popular brands that's exceptionally popular out there right now is, depending who you ask, made by Project or Project. It's a debate out there, so maybe somebody can call in and tell us the right way, because I hear it every day a different way, at least of those two. But this is part of their debut Carbon line, which is extremely popular.
Super cool.
Oh, it's sexy.
Red,
They've got different colors. This is the red platter. You can get a clear, you can get black, you can get gloss white. They've got the different dust covers. You can soup it up with the tone arm and the case. And Bill's probably rolling his eyes at me right now. He's our audio specialist back at the store, because anyone that comes in and wants to understand turntables, see Bill.
Goes to Bill.
That's who is our internal
So
specialist.
shout out to Bill. He's
Shout
the guy.
out to Bill. Trust me, he has
Bill
helped
likes
us.
Macintosh stuff, too.
Yeah, he does. Anything audio is Bill. That's everything related to that. So him and Strat, the two of them, if there's something they can't answer, well, it probably doesn't really
There
exist.
isn't an
Yeah,
answer.
exactly. They've got it all. So, but we brought it with us because we've got turntables in stock, on display, in the store. Starting
Great
at,
Christmas gift.
Yeah, Christmas gift. Come in today, 10 to 5. Buy it with you, take it home with you. You can demo it out first, like you said. Try it before you buy it. And we've got them starting at $299. Great deals.
Now, let me ask a question, because I'm not expert at turntables. Can I put my old vinyl records on that one and scratch?
Oh, sure. If you put, do like I did.
He's like,
right?
Chris is giving
It would
me
scratch.
eyes, all right.
That's a
for
little
sure.
cringy.
Good morning. This is Higher Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I know that people love hardwood floors. Pre-finished, resurfacing them, engineered, done right, it's fun. And that's okay. They're more popular than ever with so many styles and materials available. We have some great flooring companies in Higher Done. Dedicated Flooring is a new one. Just joined the team. And we're going to be talking a lot about the trends in flooring, because it's one of the fastest growing parts of home improvement, believe it or not. Anyways, there's a lot of styles available, and they look great in the real estate photos. They also look great in home improvement magazines, of course. And it's a great time to love hard floors, but it's also a great time to love your carpet. And if you know one thing about this show, you know that I'm like a carpet guy. Not a Joey Zago carpet guy, although he's a good guy too. I like carpeting. I like my toes to be in the carpet. I got to have it in my house. That's just how I am. And there's been great advancements in carpet as well as microfibers with colors and styles. And it's easier, by the way, part of the design in the evolution of carpet is the way they design it to be cleaned easy. Think about that. Easier to clean. We've come a long way from the shag carpet in the 70s, although shag's coming back. And being a guy that has no hair, I like a little shag. Anyways, so why does carpet still take a back seat? Well, I think it's a little bit gets a bad rap. Sometimes home buyers see carpet and they worry, is it going to smell? Do the previous owners have pets? When in reality, carpet is one of the biggest air filters in a home and can drastically improve the air's quality in a home. However, just like any other part of the home, carpet needs to be maintained properly, which means cleaning. That's why I went to the pros at Night Owl Express Carpet Cleaning. They're one of our hired done contractors. And I get content from my show from my pros, right? The reason why I'm talking about this is because I want to give them credit for this because I'm not making this up. This is from the guy who's out on the job every day. And I asked him, how often should carpet really be cleaned? And how do you avoid some of the common carpet problems homeowners are often afraid of? Makes sense. So Jeff Stiefel, he's the owner of Night Owl Express. He says high traffic areas of carpet should be professionally cleaned every 12 to 18 months. And you should have the entire carpet cleaned about every 2 years. Interesting. I would think like every year. Well, yeah, every year is 12 months. Like every 6 months. Although if you're OCD like me, you probably want to have it in once a week. I have a housekeeper who vacuums every minute. I have like the white glove test, so she's like knows when she's in my house. And here's the thing. What do you do if you have kids and pets? I think every parent has watched their child spill juice on a carpet at some point, right? They don't always remember to take off their shoes. I live in a house where you don't have to take your shoes off. I just visited my friend. He's like, yeah, take your shoes off. And he's got hardwood floors everywhere. It's such a bum rap. What do you make people take their shoes off? Well, whatever. It's okay. You're allowed to. Anyways, tracking dirt in the house is when you have your shoes on. When you have kids, there's a lot of things that add up and have big impact on your carpeting. If you have kids, Jeff Stiefel from Night Owl Express, I think he recommends doubling up the carpet cleaning. I agree with him. Do the high traffic areas every 6 to 12 months, and then the entire carpeting once a year. So like the hallways and things like that. They just came to my house and cleaned it. They did a great job, by the way. It's amazing to see what they can suck up in carpeting. Now, some people may say that's too much carpet cleaning. No, however, you need to keep in mind that cleaning your carpet is part of maintaining your carpet, so you're extending the life of the carpeting as well, and you're avoiding long-term problems like odors and stains. And of course, I can't forget pet owners. I have a cat. I have a cat myself, right? His name's Dexter. He's a Toiger. He's a hybrid Bengal/Asian leopard. He's a badass cat. Let me tell you, really badass. I want a dog. I want to get a doodle. Does anyone have a doodle? Text me. I want to get one of those labradoodles, like the mini ones, or a golden doodle. One of the two. Anyways, I asked Jeff about homes with pets, and he said, listen, pet owners typically require carpet cleaning more often, especially due to dogs tracking in dirt and grass, pets shedding, and any urine or accidents that pets may have on the carpet. Well, duh, of course. In addition to vacuuming at least twice a week, pet owners should clean high traffic areas every 3 to 6 months and professionally clean the entire carpet twice a year. So there, if you have pets and kids, you got to double that up too. Serious. And also, Jeff was from Night Owl Express said, if you have a big family with young children and multiple pets and a lot of traffic, you know what? Get it done once a quarter. Every 3-4 months. I agree. I do it just because I'm OCD. But here's what he brought up, another interesting point, and that's warranty. New carpet typically comes with a warranty, of course, but that's not a surprise. It's common for carpet warranties to require regularly scheduled carpet cleaning once a year typically. It's kind of like oil changes. You better oil change your car. You don't, you lose your warranty. So it comes down to the fact that proper maintenance really is the key. And in my opinion, there's nothing better than a clean, well-maintained carpet in any home. Especially with the cold temperatures that we've had over the past week. So I want to give a shout out and a thanks to Jeff Stiefel and his crew at Night Owl Express. He's helped me out with this segment with good information, of course. If you want, just go to Hire It Done if you need your carpets cleaned, especially for the holiday. The other thing is if you're having company over, clean your carpets after the holidays. Get it scheduled because they're busy, as you know. And of course, we want to have that. Make it fun. It always is the way to go. So getting that done in your house is a fun thing, and it should be fun. But finding a contractor is never, ever easy. That's the key. So what do? Find how you're done. Click on what kind of contract you need, and we will respond. Do you go to the newspapers? Do you go to Yelp, Angie's List? Where do you find good contractors? You go to neighborhood? You go to your friends? Most people go to a friend. And that's okay. Friends are usually, but you know what? Do your due diligence. I always tell homeowners, it's okay. Go to multiple sources if you want. I don't have a problem with that. My business is based on me finding good contractors that match for you, the homeowner. I'm not always going to find you a match. But hey, for the most part, we do really well. And I want everyone to understand that's what we do for you. And that's how we want it. So go to hireitdone.com, click on it. And then we have the questions to ask every contractor as well. You know, most homeowners don't know what to ask a contractor or what to say to them. So that's a big one. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? So that's somehow a way to figure out getting a successful project. I want you to have a successful project. That's the goal at Hire It Done. Anyways, you can always email me, adam@hireitdone.com. I'll help you with finding contractors as well. And then, by the way, if you're not part of Hire It Done, guess what? There's still good contractors. I'm not saying if you're not Hire It Done, you're not good. It's just that people that are looking to grow their business, people that are looking to go to the next level on home improvement, usually link up with us because they know. They know that they want homeowners that are ready to buy home improvement. That's what homeowners come to Hire It Done for. Where I'm ready to go, I need a good guy. And they come to my website, and that's what happens. So I want you as a homeowner to know, listen, just visit hireitdone.com, and you've got me, a real human. Like I'm a guy you can talk to. Like I'm real. Think about that. That always helps. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to talk about water quality. That's a big one. So if your water quality is something that you want to improve, you better keep it locked in here. I got Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions coming up next. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm going to take a quick moment to talk about Salt Sale Saturdays at Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in Brighton. Now they got a new location in Waterford right on Highland Road. Every Saturday you get DuraCube regular at an unbelievably low $5.99 a bag for a 40-pound bag. Get the DuraCube Red Out, which is what I use for the rust, $6.99 a bag. And potassium chloride for $19.99 a bag. Plus 5 gallons of bottled water for $2.99 each. I have a reverse osmosis in my house. I had Beauchamp put it in. It's the best thing ever. I had them connected to my ice maker and my little water thing at the spigot in the kitchen. I love it. Anyways, if you have well water or anything like that and you need salt, this is the only place to go around here, just so you know. So anyways, let's go green because it's time to do that anyways. Last week I talked about ways to lower your heating bill, and one of the big ones was obviously insulation. Well, I got a lot of questions after that segment about how to tell if you need insulation, how much you need, how much is too much, and what kind of insulation to use. So I thought I would break down all the insulations that you could use for your house for this winter.
With Hire It Done, brought to you by Consumers Energy, Business Energy Efficiency Programs.
So first, here's a few basic signs that you can look for to identify that you might need to increase your home's insulation. Moisture on your windows, drafty rooms, cold spots on the walls, high heat bills, the snow on your roof melts before your neighbors. Now, moisture on your windows. A lot of people get brand new windows in their house and like, oh my God, I got wet windows. It must be leaking. Actually, what causes water on your windows is dew point. And the dew point is where the temperature outside and the temperature inside your house, the difference creates moisture. And of course, it's on the warm side where the moisture goes. But if you properly insulate, guess what? The temperature differential won't get to the point where you get moisture. But of course, it's also tied into humidity. Now, what about drafty rooms, right? See, if you see any signs of these on your home, you're not sure, then the best option is to reach out to a professional insulation contractor for a free consultation. That's the best part. If you call an insulation contractor, you say, listen, I need you to come out. I'm sure my house is drafty. A lot of the contractors have infrared camera. They're mainstream now. They can point it at certain areas of your house and tell you where the cold is, where the heat is escaping. And by the way, one of the best, lowest cost home improvement things you can do and save energy is adding insulation. Caulk, spray foam, anything that stops air movement. So what about R value? I get a lot of, what's the R value? R49, R38. I mean, I met this contractor the other day. He's a home builder. I'm not going to name his name because I was less than impressed. They build a nice house, let me say that. But the bedside manner and the communication to the homeowner, just failure. How do you build a great house and then not communicate with the homeowner? Brand new guy paid $700,000 for his house, right? And they're like, oh, you're just going to have to live with that. The cabinet's squeaky. You're going to have to live with that. The foundation's cracked and it's leaking. Right out of the gates, brand new house, $700,000. And it's leaking. Oh, we'll fix it from the inside. I'm sitting there cringing, right? I'm like, oh.
On CBS Sports Radio 1270.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Great show so far this morning. Lots of information. Lots of good stuff. So, being from Michigan, Flint is right 45 minutes away from here. Water quality, water issues is on the top of everyone's list. And you know what? What I'm hearing is that there's a lot of cities out there that are having problems with water. So what is a homeowner to do? What do? You got city water? Do you put a little filter on the tap? What's the right way to do it? So instead of me coming out and blabbing a bunch of stuff that I did research on, I'm bringing the experts in studio right now. And people that I've known for a while, and they're also partners with Hire It Done. So let's just get right to the good content. We've got Jerrad Beauchamp and Scott Brackenridge from Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in studio. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you all today?
Great.
Doing well.
You came to the right spot,
Yes.
which is always a good thing. So, Jerrad, since your last name is Beauchamp and it just happens to be the name of the company, why don't you introduce yourself to the Hire It Done audience? Tell everyone a little bit about you and your company.
Jerrad Beauchamp. Our families have been in the water treatment industry since 1976. My dad got into the business basically based off a need. We moved out to well water with a high iron content, and my mom wasn't going to deal with her rusty colored hair anymore and her expensive hair treatments. So
That's funny.
Hence the reason we started living the dream of water treatment. And
so water treatment is usually, it started out when people had well water.
Yep.
And so in water that comes fresh out of the ground is a lot of minerals. And one of the major minerals is iron. And that's what causes the rust, correct?
Correct.
And so that rust is the stains around the toilet, the sink, the faucets, and then, of course, in your hair.
Yep.
So you guys have a system that treats the water before it gets there.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you breakdown for us, and maybe, Scott, you could do this, the basics of a water softener? Why do they call it softener? Is it soften the water?
It actually takes minerals out of the water. It's an ion exchange process.
Yeah.
You're replacing a sodium ion with a calcium ion. Pretty basic. You do feel the difference of soft water. Hard water, you get that sticky feel, where soft water, it feels more slippery. You're feeling your natural body oils and things like that. If you don't treat well water, you will ruin appliances. You'll obviously stain everything, tile, toilets, fixtures, clothing. A lot of people don't realize with hard water the effects of everything it does. And when you're shaving, you're washing clothes, all that stuff is affected by hard water, and with iron, obviously.
So it's hard on your clothes. It's like
it's your skin's dry, hair's dry, clothing, the materials wear out on it. And of course, I always look at a water softener as probably your main appliance you should have in the house on well water, because you're going to spend a lot of money on your fixtures, toilets, appliances. What are you protecting it with? And that's the one thing people forget about, is that should be the first thing they should be thinking about.
You know what? It's interesting. And I'm glad you put it that way, because it is important.
Mm-hmm.
And, since they've had the water, like the lead water crisis in Flint from years back, and now we're seeing that they're testing lead and they're trying to keep it on the hush-hush. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of communities are testing lead a lot higher. And people who have water softeners and well water, they don't really have to worry about that.
Not as big as an issue. To say they probably don't have to worry about it. I mean, you take a house that was back in the, when they were using lead solder, things like that, plumbing. When you turn the water on, you could get lead leached into that, but you don't hear about it as much. Rarely do we get the calls on well water that they're asking.
Worried about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you guys, for anyone who's out there listening, has a water softener, needs it serviced, replaced, upgraded, new filters, new salt,
Mm-hmm.
you're the guys.
Absolutely.
And it's beauchampwater.com is the website.
Correct.
Beauchamp is spelled B-E-A-U, champ, water.com. Beauchamp Water. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy. So, every Saturday you guys have a sale.
Yep.
You're selling the salt.
Yes.
Now, is there a difference between the salts? I noticed you had a couple of, the DuraCube Red Out, which I guess obviously gets rid of the iron. But the regular stuff, does it do a standard job?
The regular salt is there to do the ion exchange process. And when you're dealing with irons at certain levels, the Red Out salt is there to help keep the resin clean in a softener.
Sure.
It's not really the answer to take the iron out. It's really helping the equipment that's in there so that it doesn't get fouled with iron. Usually when you're dealing with iron at certain levels, whether it be, so many parts per million, you're generally going to put in an iron filter for that.
Okay. And so if someone doesn't know if they need it or not, they call you and you guys come out and assess, and then you'll give them exactly what they need.
We'll educate them. We'll test their water. We check the existing equipment. Our goal isn't just to go out and sell them something. We're there to educate as well. And one thing I've learned, and I've actually learned from Mr. Beauchamp himself, Jerrad's dad, because I started back in '88. You go out, you provide a good product, you educate the customer, and you give them a fair price.
That's the best. Yeah. Well, that's that's the feeling I got when I did business with you guys. And so that's the same way.
Yeah.
It was totally great. So let's talk to the next step, reverse osmosis.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
You're basically using equipment that you send water through, and it has a membrane in it. And the membrane is what typically on your well water is a thin film composite membrane. And there are different membranes for city water applications and well water. And you're basically taking the impurities out of the water, which is called total dissolved solids. So typically on well water, you would put the softener and stuff in first, and then you would do the reverse osmosis.
Now, does that affect, I'm a water pressure guy. When I'm in the shower, I want it to come out, like a hurricane. Does it affect water pressure?
Reverse osmosis wouldn't have anything to do with that, unless you had a whole house reverse osmosis. But the typical water softener would not, if it's spec'd and sized right, you should not have a pressure issue
at all.
And if there is, then there's maybe something else going on.
Okay. Well, that's why I asked, because I wasn't sure. And, I've had people ask me in the past, I don't need the most amount of hot water. I need the most amount of high water pressure. I wanted to not, have any problems. And I want the least amount of maintenance, right?
Right.
People want all that. They want what they can have, usually.
Usually, when you talk pressure, it's kind of funny because if you didn't have a softener, now you have a softener, or you have calcium buildup in the shower heads and stuff. Remember, the government controls the gallons you're using out of those shower heads. So if it says 1.6, I don't care how much you're blasting, you're only going to get 1.6. So a lot of the new markets, the housing that we see, they've gone to these on-demand well pumps that maintain a water pressure if it was at 60, it'll stay at 60. So
you guys could take care of that.
Yeah.
Now, what if someone has a water softener that's not from your company? You'll still come out and fix,
we
repair,
service them
update.
all. Yeah.
Does people need regular maintenance on those?
Typically not, but
set it and forget it. Just add the salt when you're
usually that's what they're looking for. Yeah, and with today's technology, a lot of them are like that. They kind of learn your water habits. They have memory backup if the power goes out, so you're not really touching them other than keeping the product in them. Your salt or potassium. So.
Okay, Jerrad, let me ask you a question. So what the water softening future? You're starting to see companies pop up that are doing special water filters and special treatments, and with lead being in the water system on the city supplied side. You guys have a great solution for that, don't you?
Yeah, we absolutely do. Again, like Scott was saying, city water, it typically wasn't a very busy or acknowledged market to where you needed equipment. But with all the lead issues and the concerns of lead in the water, what we can offer you, we've got systems that basically specialize in treating for the lead concerns.
Makes sense.
So whether you're on any municipal water source, we can put the unit in. You have to change a filter once a year on it, but it gives you the security and safety, and also enhances the taste of the water.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because listen, homeowners are if you bring up water, they're probably like, oh, I don't really think about it. But then when you say the lead's, they're like, oh, you know what? Are you willing to do something about it? Of course, I want to do something about it. Okay, well, what's available? There's not like a common thing. You can go out and buy like a new air filter for your furnace, go to Home Depot and pick out 7 different versions of the allergy, the 1 inch, the 4 inch, the super this and that. You can't go and get, this is, you drop a tablet, there's nowhere to add it. So you need to put on a component. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to break down exactly what it means to get the lead out. And is there anything else we should be worrying about? And how long does that take? And is that something that everyone should do? So give us a break. We'll be right back. I'm Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in if you want clean water. I'm Adam. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm your host. I've been in the home improvement business my whole life. I grew up in the business. We had a four generation family business, home improvement. And on Saturdays as a kid, my dad took me to all the jobs. And I went to Michigan State, got a degree in construction management. Didn't learn anything, but I partied. I definitely did. But I learned about the business, and one of the things that when I was in the business was I was always struggling with why, when a salesman sold the job and then the production guy built the job, there was always a breakdown in communication. And the homeowner was like, "Well, he promised me this, he promised me that." So I was always like perplexed, and why couldn't we solve that issue? Well, we did, and I said to myself one day, I am going to teach homeowners how to hire contractors. And I'm going to work with contractors and tell them how to show the homeowner what's included and what's not included. That way, you could bridge the gap. Hire It Done exists because of that. But one of the Achilles heels, or one of the things that keeps my business going and also can hurt my business, is finding good contractors. So in an economy where everything's busy and everyone's huge and can't handle more work, it's hard for me as a business owner. However, there are certain contractors that I've been able to meet with over the years, create a relationship, and be a part of their growth and a part of their success, because we share values, common values, and we share common integrity. One of those people is a longtime friend and owner-president of, is it president?
CEO? Janitor, whatever.
Bottle washer.
Bottle washer, you got it.
Keith Paul of Handy Pro, good morning.
Good morning, Adam. It's great to see you.
I'm glad to have you back, man. You know what? We have to commit to getting you here more.
I'm in. I always have a blast when we're
Right?
here.
I
we
do
blink
too.
and it's like
it's good and
goes
blink.
so fast.
Yeah,
every
the year's
time.
over. How was 2019 for you?
It was great. We're not at the end, but it looks like we're going to beat previous years, and we've grown every year since 1996. So we're really excited.
You started in 96?
We did.
Oy.
Started when I was 2.
Right. We're not getting any younger, Keith.
Right.
So you and I met before Handy Pro. Like you were doing something similar, like a lead generation. Like we met through Glenn Hagee or one
we
of
were
them.
doing a referral service.
You were, yeah. What was it called?
It was called Home Advantage Referral Service.
Home Advantage.
It was, and that was before we started this company.
Right.
You and I met.
When you've saved enough for that long-awaited home edition, now imagine an addition on that addition. Whoa. That's the feeling with Capital One, where a new savings account earns an interest rate 5 times the national average. That's right, 5 times, as represented by 5 times more singers. This is banking reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
This season, stock up on your go-to gifts. Holiday Instants from the Michigan Lottery. They're fun to give, fun to get, and there are lots of cool games to choose from, like Naughty or Nice, Candy Cane Tripler, 20 times Merry Multiplier, and Holiday Sparkle. You could win up to $500,000 instantly. There's holiday fun in every one. Oh, and don't forget Powerball and Mega Millions. Talk about jackpots that jingle all the way. So for all your favorite holiday go-to gifts, get to your Michigan Lottery retailer. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireADone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I've got 2 rock stars in here on the water treatment business. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. Scott Brackenridge and Jerrad Beauchamp. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So we were talking about lead paint lead paint. We were talking about lead in the water.
Okay.
By the way, comes from the same place. Lead is dangerous. And so you guys have a solution, and it's funny how you decided, you've been treating water since 76, you said, which is great. So now, they're building new communities and they always put city water, right? But the water's not coming out as clean. I used to hear when I was little, Detroit water is the best. It's the best water you could ever have. It's the best in the country. Okay, well, you know what? I don't know. I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm not trusting anything anymore. I'm going to trust the science and the testing after the water comes out of the filter. So Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions has a solution for lead in the water. So when the water comes from the city and the pipe comes out of the ground, or the pipe comes out of your basement floor and goes to the meter, and then out of the meter, you guys can put a filter in the system, and it removes more than just lead. Can we describe that for the listener?
Yeah, absolutely. Want to back up a little bit. So people, we hear on the news all the time about city water this, city water that, and out of all fairness, a lot of our municipal water treatment plants, they do a great job of treating the water, and it's not necessarily what happens at the water facilities. It's what happens between the water facilities and between there and your home. So it's traveling through. We've got old infrastructure of pipes,
correct,
which the water department has very limited ability to do much with, unless they're just ripping everything up and redoing it.
Right.
We have households that have lead pipes, a lot of lead products that are used. So, I think it's very, very important for people to understand where some of the complications are coming from. So while they treat the water coming out of the city water municipality plants, and 9 times out of 10, it's close to 10 times out of 10, it's coming out beautiful. They're meeting all their state regulations. They're doing a great job, but it's during the delivery and the pipes, so on and so forth. So what we can do is, when we're dealing with these issues, it used to be, like we talked earlier, city water was kind of out of sight, out of mind. People didn't pay attention to it, but times have changed.
Right now, it's a thing.
Yep, we've got to be alert. We've got to put in the additional treatment, and there's some responsibility as homeowners that we want to be proactive about. And we can put in. We have filters, filtering systems that we put right down in the basement.
So it comes right out of the water supply from the city, comes through. You got the meter, and then after the meter, the copper pipe or whatever it is now goes to supply your house. You put it right there.
Yep, we put it right there.
And what are you putting in?
Basically, it's a carbon block filter with many different types of media that's specialized in
removing lead,
removing the leads,
what else?
Removing the other contaminants. It'll clean up chlorine in the water.
Does the taste get better?
Oh, absolutely. It's for all intents and purposes, we call it a water polisher. It will polish up the taste, any odors if there's any, and yeah, it just really improves the overall quality.
And what about, again, because I'm what I'll call a water pressure slut, I need to make sure that the water pressure is still good. Is it no problem with that?
Yeah, absolutely. These are rated to for good.
Okay, so you're not going to drop. That's the one I want to know. Okay, so they call you up and do you test the water to see what contaminants are in it, or do you have to, or can they just? I need it. I have kids. I want clean water. I'm putting this filter in. I heard Adam and I heard Beauchamp's the one. Put it in. Is there maintenance on it?
Yeah. What you're going to want to do is the filter is going to require to be changed approximately once a year. So the overall maintenance is very minimal, and we put it in throughout the time frame, throughout the year. In between intervals of changing filters, there's nothing to do. There's indicators on the unit that'll tell you when the filter is ready to be changed. It'll actually warn you in advance and let you know, hey, you're getting close to the end of the filtration period.
Okay, so that's cool. Now, is this something that when someone wants to hear this and like, yeah, I got to get this. I want to make sure I have kids. I don't want anyone getting sick. I want, better water anyways.
Yeah.
This is healthier. They call you up. And by the way, the website's beauchampwater.com or the number 810-632-2000. 2000. You have them Brighton and you're in Waterford.
Yep.
They can call up. And is it a one-day install?
Yeah, usually what will happen is they can give us a call, and usually within 2 to 3 days we can schedule an installation, and average installation takes about an hour to 2 hours.
Okay, so you can knock it out quick.
Yep, absolutely.
That's important. Now, the thing is when, there's a water main break and the water's, that's when they say boil water advisory. You've heard that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they should still, if they're telling you to boil water, you should do it. But with your system, the water that's getting to you is still getting filtered.
Yeah, it eliminates a lot of the concerns that you have, and that's really why you want to install a filter like this, and this is why it's becoming more and more common to be proactive.
Sure.
Because you may not have an issue, right now, but as we see, whether it's different school districts or different townships that are putting these restrictions
Sure.
on, whether it be temporary or long term. This filtering process will eliminate a lot of those concerns.
That's important. Now, if someone's listening to the show and they're like a supervisor of a school district,
Yep.
you guys work with school districts?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So you'll do commercial work. You'll do any kind of any size water.
Correct.
Oh, okay, good. So anybody, if you're working in a business, you want clean water, anywhere, Beauchamps can take care of it outside of just being residential.
Correct.
So I should get this in my house. What are we waiting for? What's going on here?
You're scheduled for just after the holidays.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know a lot of people that have water filters, right? Mm-hmm. And they just, unscrew it and they pull this big wad of cotton-looking, super tampon thing. You're not supposed to touch that, right?
No, a lot of the old water purifiers, that's what they were. Cartridge, you would unscrew them, pull the cartridge out,
right?
And that's what was happening. Is a lot of people were using not clean hands.
So that contaminates it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these new filters that you guys have are sealed, and it's just like you just push it in and twist.
Yep.
Now, what if I have a water softener? Not a water. What if I have a filter on the ice maker in my refrigerator? You know how a lot of refrigerators come with the water filters, but I want to still have your stuff. Is it double good? I mean, it's not overkill, is it?
It's not. You can actually, all your refrigerator manufacturers come with a bypass plug.
Oh.
But they don't like you to have that bypass.
Because they want to sell you the...
It's the revenue of the filters. When you have an RO, you've already done the filtering that the refrigerator doesn't have to. So you can literally either bypass it or leave it in.
So if I have, like a homeowner says to me, I need Beauchamp to come out, and they say, hey, I got a filter in it. Will you bypass it? Can you help them?
We can help them.
So you can do that for them. Just set it up. Set it and forget it. That's all right. That's the ultimate hire it done. I don't want to touch it. I want you guys to come over here. And, by the way, it's better than bottled water, right?
In most cases, yeah. Bottled water is not as regulated as people might think.
Right.
It could be water ran from the city, ran through some carbon filters, and they call it spring water. So
That's all they can call it spring water?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. When you go in the stores, you got a whole aisle of water, and you're like, where do you start?
I got this new water bottle that's insulated. It keeps it hot forever or keeps it cold forever. And like the ice 3 days later is still in there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using the RO system water from you guys. I love it. You know, I add a little squirt, a little bit of a flavor. There's nothing better than that.
No.
And so, yeah, I'm saving. I used to buy bottled water by the case, you know, like 5-6 cases at a time. After I put your system in, you actually saved me money, which is, you know, makes me happy. It's good. So, are you guys pumped for 2020?
Very excited.
I'm excited.
New location?
Yeah.
In Highland is Waterford, right?
Waterford.
On Highland Road.
Highland Road, Waterford.
That's right. That's awesome. And then people can go to the website and do all that. So this time of year, they can still call you. Obviously, Christmas Day, you're not working, New Year's, but you guys you're rocking it out.
Yeah, we're staying busy. The water business is a busy industry to be in right now.
Right. I think so. There's a lot. Water's not, you know, it's the future. Look, I'm lucky. I'm happy we live in Michigan because, you know, California's going to fall into the ocean. Florida's going to get flooded out, right? With global climate change and all that, we got to watch out. So we got to be prepared. I'm here in Michigan. I'm loving it. Fresh water. I'm into it. Now, I had a well at my house, but I never got rid of it. The city came in and put the city water in. I kept the well, and I use it for my sprinkler system. But I also, when the power goes out or, like, you know, for like a prepper, when the world almost ends, I want to be able to hook my well up, pump fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I got a little side switch going on there. And I got, like, those, you know, 25-year meals.
Hopefully that day doesn't come.
I'm
but if it
hoping
does, we'll make sure you've got
to
good,
my house,
clean
right?
water.
Right. Always. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course, it's the end of the hour. See you guys next week. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions, the leader in high-quality, cost-effective services and equipment throughout southeastern Michigan.